In the archives of Afghanistan's geological department, the country's wealth mapped out by the Russians many years ago. Decades of war meant these minerals stayed out of reach, but now the Afghan government wants to show that the country is stable enough to invest in and safe from the corruption that dogged its first mining contract with the Chinese. With some military assistance, the mining minister flew us up to the mountains of Hajigak iron deposits west of Kabul, where the mining contract went up for tender this week.
How can you ensure, in such a climate where corruption is mentioned almost on a daily basis, that this is not going to be the problem here?
The thing is that we have developed a very well public communication strategy for this Hajigak iron ore deposit tendering process to make sure that all the relevant stakeholders, from the government to the parliament to the Afghan civil society, as well as our international organization partners, they will have access to all the relevant information right from the beginning.
The biggest challenge for the Afghan government is to ensure that the profits from mining these huge mineral reserves doesn't just go to the foreign company that wins the contract. With corruption marring the first $1 million deal done with the Chinese for copper, local people here are watching very carefully to see who will profit from mining these huge iron ore deposits.
Villagers came up to greet the ministerial party visiting their mountain. Mohammed Sadiq's family had lived here for 2 centuries. He said he welcomed the mine as long as he got a job in it. The potential revenue from the estimated 2 billion tonnes of high-grade iron ore in this one area alone could have a huge impact on the whole country's GDP.
This will last for 180 years if you mine 10 million tonnes a year. But 20 million tonnes per year, that will last 90 years, for generations to come. And it will provide steady income to the government of Afghanistan.
But with 2 years of further exploration before mining can begin, this requires long-term investment, and that means faith in the stability of the region.
In certain areas in the north, for example, and in central Afghanistan, even as we speak, security is such that they can go to those areas. But unfortunately, the infrastructure that has to be created for those kinds of exploration, the roads, go through insecure areas. So we have to balance the issue of security and issue of investment. They have a direct relation.
But security fears didn't dissuade over 100 potential investors and executives from talking to the mining minister in New York about the Hajigak iron contract earlier this week. Sue Turton, Al Jazeera, Wardak Province.